Good morning. I'm Wesley Green, and this is the Perpetual Tourist. Um, this morning, we don't have a travel episode. What we have is a planning episode. This is a new idea to show the planning. It should answer, although a lot of the questions we get, though, while we are traveling. So hopefully, it'll be of interest to somebody. Erica, I thought was going to join us earlier, but I haven't heard from her since Monday, so she may be sick again. I don't know. She doesn't. Always update me when she's sick because obviously she's sick. So we're just going to go ahead and dive right in to how I plan a vacation, how I plan a trip. Yeah. And the trip we're talking about is coming up in about a month. Today is we're planning Danang and actually Hoi An as well. And we'll talk about a little bit about both of those places. We won't reveal too much though because we want to leave something for the actual trip itself. Let's see. I talked about this with Erica before. I have a I have a different kind of browser that I use for most people. I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing on my computer, so you're going to see this browser, and I feel like I want to just introduce it anyway because it's really good for organization, for organizing your things. So first, that's going to be the first thing I'm going to do. I don't want to drag that out too much because I want to get into actually showing this, but since it's the first thing you'll see, we might as well talk about it. And also, let's go ahead and put on. We're planning two things, but I'm going to go ahead and start with Danang. I could alter this banner. Actually, hold on. Let's see, edit. Yeah, there we go. Planning Danang. We're not in Danang yet. We're kind of planning two trips. But Danang and Hoi An are very close together. If you're going to go to one, and you have time, you should definitely see both of them. All right, let's look at that browser first. That's first things first. I just have to remember how to work. I'm never in the desktop studio, so I have to remember it. Let's see, share screen. Yeah, we're gonna do the application window. I don't think you'll see anything too super secret here. Yeah, I gotta change my layout. Shit. Hello. Oh, I gotta select it. There we go. Oh, there we go. I might. Well, anyway, all right. That's very meta. I'm seeing me. Okay, so what you're really looking at here is up the top. Oh wow, that's just freaking my mind out, man. Okay, so I want you to look up the top. First off, you got your regular. It's a Chrome based browser, so it's not gonna be too alien to you. But it's called Opera. This this browser is really good for organizations. You got your tabs up at the top, just like in Chrome, except if you'll notice, each tab is grouped. Maybe you can't notice, but they're grouped and they have a little color next to each one. You click on the color, a little color bar up here at the top. You click on that color bar and you can collapse that group of tabs. So you got each one group. So if you have 50 tabs open, you can have them grouped into just 5 different islands, they call it. Each one is an island. And you can use the color bar to collapse or expand each island. And I've also got 2 independent here on the end, and then I can collapse these. Okay, so that's great. That's a great way to organize those tabs. Then on the left here, when I put my mouse over to the left, these little white outline buttons that you've got maybe 20 options. I don't know if I guess if you had enough open, you would want to do them all. But so you've got them along the left side here. Oh my. I just got a cut out for a second. I don't know why. Anyway, so you got these along the left side. And each one of those is its own, I don't know what to call those. Let's see if it can tell me. Sidebar setup, okay, but workspaces. Oh, they're each called a workspace. So each workspace is like having a different browser window open, right? Okay, so right now I'm here. I've got a personal window. I've got one for my tutoring lessons. I've got a shopping window. I've got movies. I've got editing, and they stay open. At least the browser remembers what you had open, so it still has to reload the page. Of course, you don't want all that in your memory all the time, but it remembers what you were doing, so you don't have to constantly, close and reopen. Editing, games, and this is travel planning, and so I'm going to switch to travel planning. I had just opened up and put in Tet Holiday. That's next month, from the 8th to the 15th. I actually can extend my Tet Holiday. So we'll do that in a minute. Anyway, so that's just great for organizing. It's very simple too. Like I had in mind, I was going to say, oh, it's so long to explain it, but that's it. See how great that is for organizing. You got each workspace is open like a different window. I've only got one with all this. I've only got one Opera application open. Only one Opera window is open. Within that window, you've got each one of these workspaces. Within each one of those workspaces, you've got any number of islands that you're going to have across the top. Within that, where am I at? Within each one of those islands, you can open up any number of tabs. And it just really helps for you to organize different levels of work, what you're doing. It's also got a built-in WhatsApp. Here's my WhatsApp. I've got Telegram. There's several you can put on here. Instagram, the several of the chat, what do you call them? AI services are on there, but you can do that. And then down here at the bottom, you got some more options like a media player, and MyFlow is one thing it does. You can hook up if you have Opera on your phone, you can share things to MyFlow and it'll send it to your tab. I think there's a way to do that in Chrome, but it's much easier to access here in the way they have it set up in Opera. You've got a crypto wallet and your bookmarks and all stuff like that. Yeah. And of course, you can customize. I customized all this to what I wanted. So none of this is, oops, so we frozen? We're not frozen. All right, I'm going to stop sharing that because I seem to be frozen, and I don't know if you guys can hear me. My screen is frozen. All right. Well, I can't really keep doing anything until it unfreezes, and I don't know if you can hear me, so I'm just going to keep talking as if you can while it's doing its thing. And that is why you should always update your browser. I was trying to figure out what happened Why did it stop functioning? It had to do an update, which it told me about several days ago, and I did not click the update button. So it just updated. Browse like never before. Here, let's go ahead and share this. There we go. Browse like never before. Get notified about savings. Oh, I did sign up for that. So it's a little shopping things. Organize tabs and workspaces. Yes, we know. Oh, we can do tabs in workspaces. Keep related tabs and separate workspaces. Okay, wait, we knew about that already. To be honest, there's a lot to this browser that I don't even know about or use. But they do have a mobile version too. All right, I really like Opera. It is an excellent option to Chrome, and it's like I said, it's Chrome based. So most of the stuff you already know about Chrome is in Opera. So they're good. All right, there you go. That's that. We're planning Danang. Now let's move on over. I'm going to share the screen again. I think. Well, I wonder if I have to do this from the same workspace. I don't know if I have to, but let's do it from the same workspace. Oh, that's interesting. It's not giving me a choice to share the screen that I'm streaming from. Uh-huh. Okay, well, anywho, let's go to this. Let's see if we can share. Okay, you should be seeing my calendar. This is Ted Holiday. Okay, so let's so this I have to go back to work on the 16th. Ted Holiday starts on the 8th, but I'm actually off on the 7th as well. So I'm gonna change this instead of saying the 8th and say the 7th. That gives me an extra day of vacation. My last class is pretty late on Tuesday. I think this gives us enough time. I wanted to do 4 days in Danang and 2 in Hoi An. So let's start with that. Let's confirm that is what I wanted to do. What's the name of the website? This is how it happens when you get old, guys. There's a couple of websites I use. Budget Your Trip, which we're going to use today. Let's go ahead and bring that up. I actually do my itinerary planning on a separate one, which you might think is not the thing to do right now, but I just want to get an idea of what exactly what how much time I want to spend in each one, or not exactly, but an idea. Let's see. Definitely going to have Danang in there, but let's see. Oh, they do. Okay. Here we go. Danang travel costs. Now Nang. That's in Thailand. Yeah, I'm from Vietnam. I actually live in Vietnam. So we're going to go with Vietnam Dong. But if you can see on this website, the currency converter, you can always switch in fact, it defaults to dollars. It assumes you're using US dollars. Maybe because it thinks I'm in the United States. Reasonable. 2 weeks. We don't want to go for 2 weeks. Now, so we need to get down to where we're going. All right, I just have to flip over. Let's just flip to this one. All right, this was the itinerary I used in Hanoi. We just did our Hanoi episodes. I live in Hanoi, of course, so we didn't really travel for it. We didn't do a travel planning episode. But that's all right. Yeah, we did all this stuff. Military history, Museum of Fine Arts. We did it really nice. I really liked those episodes. I'm still struggling to try and edit things, so I'm not getting those out as quickly as I would like. But that's all right. I also found that the most productive as far as getting people to look at the channel is the most effective thing that I've found so far is just putting food that I find in my YouTube shorts. It almost feels a little dishonest because it's not a food channel, but of course we eat when we're doing one of our long live streams, and we like to talk about food. I'll certainly like to eat. It's not a food channel, but then again, what do you put in those shorts? I mean, you either put, a couple of shots from just, being around town, or you pull it directly from the episode, which doesn't really work well for our channel because the way we live stream, it's not, I don't find it conducive to sticking that in shorts. It's an 8-hour live stream, and it's not thrill a minute. It's seeing what's actually there, which hopefully will be interesting to people, but it doesn't convert well to shorts. So what do you put in there? Well, to me, I mean, I guess it's just food. People love taking pictures of food. To be honest, I think food videos online are almost as conducive to looks and clicks as cat videos are. I think people like to look at food even more. Okay, so anyway, this was what we did, and what that's contact us. I love the way websites are set up to put something in front of your mouse just before you click. Okay, we're headed to my plans. Is this wrong? Oh, Bangkok. Okay, we don't have a Danang yet. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, go away. Okay. All right, Danang, 4 days. I think that's the right answer. Create your Danang guide. I actually want to do an itinerary. I like setting up from their itineraries, but we don't need much else. We just need Danang 4 days. And then I'm going to see let's open up another one. And this time we're going to go to Hoi An. Let's go to Google Maps as well. I want to show you guys how close these are. So Danang, let's get to directions to Danang from Hoi An. It is a 46-minute drive. If you take is that a train? Do you get a train? They have a train picture, but it's not a train. That's so weird. Anyway, well, yeah, they have a picture of a train on there, but anyway, it's a 2-hour bus ride, which is probably what we'll actually take as a bus, not a cab for 45 minutes. Oh, look. Huh. Interesting. Well, anyway, yeah, so it's about a 2-hour bus ride. So what what I had in my mind and what I want to check and see if I can do now, can I get there, take 4 days? Do I have time to take 4 days in Danang and then take a day between the two to travel and a 2-hour, bus ride is not a big deal. So I take the rest of the day and just rest. And then do 2 days in Hoi An. Well, let's go back over to Hoi An and let's see. Yeah, 2 days in Hoi An sounds right. So these are preloaded itineraries, but they're a good way to get a gauge on how much time is reasonable to spend in a place. All right, back over to our calendar. So we're going to make we're just going to block this time off. First question is, can I get there in an overnight train on Tuesday? And this is another, okay. Let's do that first day in Danang. You don't mind, I just assumed it would be best to do Danang first because you come to it first. But maybe that's not the best logic though. Let's see. I don't want the easygoing. Well, I guess if it was a regular vacation, it would be reasonable to say, let's just do a few sites and enjoy ourselves. But I don't like doing that, especially for the stream. To be honest, I don't like doing it anyway. I mean, once I've gone and seen a place and taken a few pictures and, spend an hour or so walking around the site, I don't ever feel like, I have to hang around here all day. I'm like, okay, that's great. That was real neat. I got to see it. I guess I have a mentality of just checking things off, but also I'm just looking. I'm not going to become an expert in whatever site I'm at in the, extra half an hour I would spend there. So personally, I don't hang around too long. An hour, hour and a half for most sites is fine. It's enough. I've been seeing some amazing things in my life, and I'm really glad I've been able to do it. But I probably take Danang off of the unclick Danang because we're not doing one or the other right now. We're playing. Let's create another one. Let's call it another banner. Let's call this banner planning the vacay. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna. So this whole thing is gonna be me. Do you like me on the left? This whole thing is gonna be. Ooh, I'm down in the corner. That's me in the corner. All right, anyway, this whole thing is going to be me showing you screenshots of what I'm doing online. I mean, that's all we're doing on this episode. I hope I made that clear when we started because we're like 15 minutes in right now. Oh, God, we're like 25 minutes in. Okay. I wanted to get this done quickly because this is actually me planning vacation. I normally would have done it before this, but since I had to set up the stream first, and I was hoping Erica could join, I was trying to wait until we could get that. We're not too late, though. I mean, we're within a month of travel, and it's a Tet holiday. That's why I was about to say this is the next part. If we do, let's see, we're looking at Hoi An right now on the screen, and we're suggesting a 9:30 start time. Okay, great. And then we look at Danang. Let's see what they're. The same thing. Okay, so it doesn't matter which one you start with. I think it's Danang is better, and here's the reason. I would like to take the train there. So here's another website. Here's another secret weapon website of mine. I don't understand why I don't have my normal list up here of websites. Here. Let's switch over. Okay, this one is this is another one I'm gonna do an ad for. I really want to do it just so that I can have something to show you guys while we're on a long stream and I need to go to the restroom. Because that is going to happen eventually. This one is called Rome to Rio. This is a very good website for people who travel in a certain way. And I'm going to turn my heater off. Hold on. Before I start sweating on the screen. It's just a little chilly outside. We're getting into the rainy season here in Hanoi. It's not supposed to hit until at least next month for Danang and Hoi An, so hopefully the weather will be good enough down there. But the reason I picked those two is because it's Tet holiday and I don't have a lot saved up. I've only been here, 9 months, I guess. Not 9 yet, but maybe by next month it's 9. I didn't count. Anyway, I got here last May. So I didn't want to take too exotic, too elaborate a vacation. I can't really afford that. And also, I've never traveled like I wanted to in Vietnam, and I've been here on and off for 4 years now. Of course, the beginning was the pandemic, so that's a good reason not to travel. I've been here on vacation before. I've been to Danang. I've been to Hoi An for a couple of nights, so that's when I've been to before. I've spent plenty of time in Hanoi, of course, and I've touched a couple of other places, but I haven't really been as much as I'd like. So I wanted to travel here in Vietnam. Danang and Hoi An are right next to each other. They're also about the easiest place to get to, period. So, I mean, they're just a no-brainer. And at some point in the future, I'd like to put out there to viewers, like, what do you think would be interesting to see next? I think there are a couple of people out there who would vote on that. But it would be good. It would be good, I think. All right. I'm traveling from Hanoi, Vietnam. Yes. We're going to Da Nang, Vietnam. Now, if you're thinking, well, Google does this. This takes what Google Maps does, Google Transit does, and just brings it up to the next level. It's just it's astounding how much they have in here. Now, when you use this, you have to take it from where they give you the information. They'll give you links to wherever your train. I do have a train option. I'll see that train. They'll give you links to whatever websites you need to book the stuff or to just find out where to go. But you don't book it through this site. This is more like a meta search, but it's based in the how to get there rather than just a list of options, and you click one. But I found it to be a really useful website. If you ever wondered why Google Maps doesn't have, like, they have really good coverage for if you want urban transit. If you want to know how to get across town, Google Maps is fine. But if you want to know how to do the same kind of thing but across the globe, then Rome for Rio is a really good site. Anyway, okay, so here we've got Hanoi to Danang. Let's see. Now, always, when you find that what you're looking for, always go to the website and double check it. And you got to go to the website to book tickets anyway. Vietnam Railways and Lotus Train. Interesting. Lotus Train. I have seen this before, but I don't really know what it is. Arrives next day. That's what we're looking for. But we're looking for something that leaves after 8 p.m. 9:10. This would actually work. The 9:10 one. Lotus Train, it looks like it's a luxury train. Sure, it's geared towards tourists, which is fine, honestly, if they've got the times that you want. I get off work that night at 8 p.m., so 9:10 is doable. If I had my bags already packed, in fact, I've done that before. I just go to class with a luggage, sit it in the office, and then after class, I just take off to the airport. But it gets in the next day at 2 o'clock, or almost 2 o'clock, 13:41. Let's see. Otherwise, they're all arriving the next day. So that late night That one actually is a really good one. I'll still lose Wednesday. Let's go back to the calendar. Wait, where's the calendar? Okay, I'll still lose Wednesday. So that would be leaving Tuesday night. Would it say 9:10? No, not all day. 21:10. Yes, good. And then gets in at what time did it say? I don't remember. I have a memory span of a fruit fly. 13:41. 13:41. Okay. It doesn't even show. That's stupid. Anyway, okay. Train to the. Okay, so the train to Danang could leave out now, and I want it to show that it gets in. Like, oops, no, not that. On the 7th, I'll lose the 7th, but now that I look at that, I'm going to lose one day either way. The alternative would be to fly. So I guess I should look at prices. I a million times over prefer to take the train. I'll get better pictures that way. I enjoy the train, and honestly, you're going to lose. You're never going to find a flight out late enough on Tuesday to get there because you got to wait 2 hours. You got to get to the airport and then wait 2 hours. That's 3 hours at least after 8 p.m. So your flight would have to leave out after 11. Maybe there is one after 11, but boy, that would be miserable because you'd be getting in the middle of the night and then trying to get to a hotel. No, I don't want to do that. What I can do is just sleep on the train that night, and then I'm going to lose Wednesday anyway, as long as we are losing Wednesday. So I don't see how a flight would help, but we'll check prices in just a second. We'll check. So that leaves us from Thursday in Danang, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to tour Danang, and that's Sunday, so 11th. There you go. And Danang all those days. That's a nice block. Oh wow, that is cutting it close, a lot closer than I was thinking. Classes resume on the. Wait, classes resume on the 16th. I thought. Hold on, let me check my messages again. Our classes will resume on February 16th. Our classes will resume on February 16th. It's, by the way, it's early here. I thought I was doing a great thing for Erica and Scott so they could join by scheduling early. That should be 7 p.m. their time. That's, after work time and not too late. And so I got up really early to do this, and they were not interested in joining for this. I thought this would be fun because planning. I like to plan. Erica likes to plan too. I think she must just be sick. I just haven't heard from her. Okay, anywho, what? Okay, so what did I say? 15th. Okay, classes resume on the 16th. So 16th. So I've actually marked it here wrong. I don't know why. I swallowed the fly. All right, let me edit this. I don't know why it's out there. Oh, I hate the way calendars. I know what happened. I changed the start date, and instead of leaving the end date where I put it, it decided I must have meant to move the end date as well, and so it changed it. That's so dumb. I don't know why they do shit like that. I'm using Proton Calendar, by the way, too. I have a VPN, and it comes with a whole suite of other things. In fact, the VPN is just like one of the add-ons, but it's the prime thing you pay for. It's not a bad price on the VPN, but you also get like a pretty decent secure mail service, and which most email is not secure. You get a drive space. So you get that's kind of everywhere you go now with Google too. I have some storage on Google, but you get that, and you get Proton Calendar, which is it's nice for this because I fill up my Google Calendar, and I don't really want it doesn't help. It's not very visually instructive for me to put my Google Calendar on here because the whole thing would just be covered in junk. And it's not that I get that much done, but I just like to put stuff on there. Okay, anyway. So this will be our travel day. Travel day. And to Hoi An. I don't know how to do the diacritics. Okay, that'll be on the 12th, so that's good. Got that locked in. Now we said 2 days, and this is actually going to work out perfect. 2 days in Hoi An, that would be 13th and 14th. So Hoi An, 13th and the 14th. I could add the location, Hoi An. Why that matters, but there you go. Okay. And then the return. From Hoi An. We'll worry about that in a moment. Presumably that'll be a... All right, so if we now we need to go back and confirm that there's a late night train that I can take after 8 p.m. to get from, because that works out great. And honestly, we have a 1 day of play there too, because the 16th is when classes resume. I have to come back for that, but I don't have a class until 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. So as long as I can get back into town during the day sometime on Friday, I'll be good. I have office hours, but that's after a holiday. That's fairly easy to get out of. Although I will say, it'd be nice to have those office hours. So I'd like to get back in time to rest, and then get up and have Friday just be a normal Friday. Let me double check that your classes will resume on February 16th. Okay. Now they do have a note in this email that my school sent me. First day of Lunar New Year, February 10th. It's a significant day. Many shops and restaurants in Vietnam will be closed. If this is your first Tet experience in Vietnam, we recommend making necessary preparations in advance. So let's look at the 10th. Going on this plan, the 10th, I am solidly in Danang. That may be a day when we don't get to see anything. I have it in my head that tourist spots will be open. But I should ask somebody at work. Yeah, for sure. That's today, by the way. I've got office hours and class tonight. Yeah, that'll be a Saturday. So yeah, we'll find out. This is great to be in a place when there's a holiday going on, though. I suspect most tourist stuff will be open because most people go back home and visit with family on Tet holiday. The holiday is not meant too much for traveling and it's touristing like we do in the West. When we have a holiday, we go everywhere. But at the same time, some people do. Just like on Christmas, most people go home and visit family. But everybody's got it off. So that's, even if there's just a small percentage, it's a small percentage of the entire country that has that day off. So I think tourist stuff will actually be crowded, because even if just a few people decide to go traveling, there's going to be a lot of people there. And it's good that it's on the 10th, because my experience in China on Lunar New Year there, for all the warnings you hear about traveling on Lunar New Year, that's for like the day right before and right after. But for most people, it's a 2-week holiday. for schools. If you're a teacher, it can be, if you work for a public school, up to 6-week holiday. So it's not that difficult to plan around it. If you're a teacher, anyway, even for most people, as long as you travel when you get time off, instead of waiting until the holiday. If you wait until the holiday, then yes, you're going to have trouble traveling. If you don't book before, you're not going to travel. That's just it. Okay. Let's go back to Vietnam Railways. I linked to this, by the way, straight out of Rome to Rio. I just had a. How about English? Okay. They just have a link in Rome to Rio to whatever sites you need to book your stuff. I always prefer traveling by rail, so we're going to go from Hanoi to Danang. Yeah. Oh, is it Danang? Well, we do want round trip, as far as I know. That would be good. Let's go back and check, because we let's check a couple of things actually. Let's go back to Rome to Rio. So we're going Hanoi to Danang. Oh, look at that. Good for you, Rome to Rio. They didn't used to put dates in here. Now they seem to have that. So, yeah, that's good. What are we doing? We were traveling on. Now I have to check the dates. The 6th is the day we're trying to leave out. Getting in the 7th. Not today, but the next month on the 6th. No, next month on this. Oh, I gotta click confirm. On the 6th, that's Tuesday. There we go. It doesn't change a lot. Return on the 15th. Oh, okay. So they're taking us to another site now. This one's called One to Go. I've used this before, and it's always worked very well. Recommended, but better recommend the right times. They are not. Oh wait, they are showing a late one. Interesting. That must be that Lotus thing. Violet Express train. Just better than the Violence Express. They're showing a 10:15. Now, see, this is what I was talking about. National train agencies, bus companies, these guys change their times. Not really very frequently, but when you're using or accessing, like on Rome to Rio does, when you're talking about every single possible service on the planet, which is basically what they have, you can't constantly update. And these guys change, and they don't update every service. So it's always important to look. That's the message. Always look. Always take a look. I feel like I could use music. I thought that earlier, and I don't know. Maybe you guys don't care, but I like a little music. Just something in the background, not something over. I would like one day to is it looping? Hang on. Let's unloop that. Okay. I would like one day to be able to add our own music here, not like music I create. I don't create music, but but to be able to add something in here that's beyond what they're doing. But lo-fi into space, what did I say? Feeding the ducks, daydreaming. I can daydream, right? It's kind of what we're doing. We're dreaming. Now let's put that down. All right, that's nice. All right, let's go back. What were we doing? We were looking at One to go Asia. Trains. What are these other options? Oh, they're just recommending times, probably. It looks like there's a 10:15 train. I wouldn't even need to take my bags to class for that. I could easily come back. What else we got? After 8. Okay, here's the 9:10 we were looking at earlier. That's the Violet Express train. Well, it's cute. Little purple blankets. Okay. And then we got the 10:15 with the New Livy train. New Livy Trans Express. Okay, so we got a few options here. And they are ranging from $26, which is just Vietnam Railways, and that looked like a good option right there. $26 up to $70 or $80. I'm the $26 budget. That's what I would be doing. This one leaves off before my class is over, so wouldn't be doing that one. Okay, but that gives me an idea of what I can do. Oh, this one's 26. We go Vietnam Railways. Yeah, that one would work. Oh no, 26 is seats. I do not want to be up all night on an overnight train. I'll pass on that one. Seats. So the sleeper is $45. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, $45. But that's only one way though, right? Yeah, this is not a round trip. Price. Why does it say 2 passengers? It always defaults to 2, like you're automatically 2 people. Well, now it can give me instant confirmation. Look at that. Only on the one. Oh. Those are buses too. Why did it do that? You know, that's the way it is. All right. Well, okay. So let's look at that. We did look at that. That's what we just did. We looked at it. Now we want to fly. Sometimes we can get flights for $25. I mean, as I've said, I always prefer taking the train. But I mean, a super cheap flight is a super cheap flight. If that were true. I do not see anything. Oh, here we go. Cheapest is a $40 flight. That's coming in cheaper than the train. Let's keep scrolling. Okay, second cheapest. That's not second cheapest. It's the same price. And you're talking about an hour and 20 minutes. All right. It's unfortunate, but that would be better. You'd get there quicker, and not just a little bit quicker. Not just quicker, but the train didn't get in until afternoon. I could be in the hotel and feet up by the time the train even got in. Well, okay, $40 was the cheapest. Let's go with that. Cheapest. Why does it not? Yeah, cheapest. Oh, but you have to be up at the airport ready to go at. No, sorry, the flight leaves at 5:30, so you have to be ready to go at 3:30. Excuse me, guys, 3:30 a.m. The second option, you have to be up and ready to go. You have to be at the airport at 5 a.m. You need to get there 2 hours before your flight leaves for a domestic flight. After that, the prices do start to go up. This one is too late. I'd be getting in at 7:30. You wouldn't get in. You'd lose a whole day of vacation. I'm just gonna say, like, that's why I usually prefer the train. You can leave out the night before. Yes, you're on the train a lot longer. That is absolutely true. But you can actually lie down and sleep on the train. Like, that's your hotel for the night. Never mind the fact that you see the country as you go, that's the whole point of traveling, is to see the countryside, to see Vietnam. All you're seeing when you fly is the inside of airports. And somehow, despite having the whole day to travel in, they managed to give you the worst times. You can only ever travel at the worst times. 5:30 a.m., 7 a.m. I don't want to be at the airport before I would normally wake up. I didn't like getting up for this morning. I usually get up at 6:30, but I didn't want to be doing starting this early. I would have done it a little later, except I just wanted to make sure that if Scott and Erica wanted to join, that it was a good time for them. I don't know that I picked the best time, but yeah, I don't like that. But the price, they have some good price. $40 for a flight is a good price. Can't lie about that. I should point out, for those diehard travelers, the bus is a really good deal. Less than $20 from here to Danang. Once daily, it says, but there's always more than that. It's usually not true when you get there. What's that? Does it say the time? What am I looking at? 18 hours, 38 minutes. Yeek. Okay. Oh, I'm not sharing. What happened? My sharing disappeared. Well, I'm glad to know I'm still here. Just my sharing disappeared. All right, let's go back to looping it, because I don't want to have to come back and find night driving. That's exactly what we're talking about. Now, night driving. This is the night driving selection, which you can barely hear. Okay, anyway. Well, let's try and share some more. I don't really know what is wrong, actually. What have I done wrong? I'll show you my Google Calendar. How you like that? Oh my, what happened? Okay, I didn't do it. All right, now here's my Google Calendar. Ta-da! Sharing. Okay. All right, here we go. I guess I closed the tab that I was sharing, which was dumb. I didn't mean to do that. So here's where I'm to go. Anyway, so that's the bus. 18 hours. I guess you guys didn't see that because I didn't click. I guess I thought I had clicked. I didn't. Anyway, so yeah, that's the 18-hour bus ride. But for less than $20, I know that's how a lot of backpackers do it. I should go ahead and say I'm in Southeast Asia. We're traveling on a budget. I do not consider myself a backpacker. I'm sure I'll rant and rave about backpackers at some future date. I think it's a thing that started out great, and over the years has just been ruined. I don't have anything for backpacking anymore. I mean, I never did, because it was ruined long before I came along. But that used to be a great way to travel off the beaten path, forging your own path and getting off the tourist trail. And now there's just a backpacker trail. And it usually includes, because it's young, bless their hearts, it's young, adventurous types who probably have a good bit of disposable income now, that decide to do this because it seems cool, and they go to the same backpacker stops, and it's usually in the big cities a backpacker street in a major city where everything there is geared towards their needs, and because they're a big market now, and they go to these wonderful, amazing, ancient cultures and fascinating places, and they drink themselves silly and do a lot of drugs and hire prostitutes, and that's what's on their street. That's what's on the backpacker street. I don't think it's anything you should be proud of. And by the way, I don't have anything against drugs. I don't have anything against prostitution. I'm not against any of this stuff. But all that can be done back in their home countries. They don't need to come to Southeast Asia for that. So they're coming all the way here because it will impress, their friends and maybe their neighbors back home, or relatives, or whoever. And they're not experiencing the cultures that they're actually in. They're, in fact, isolating themselves from these cultures. A lot of places could not be more different. The culture could not be more different than what these people are experiencing when they go to Backpacker Street. And, it sounds backwards to say, I guess it sounds backwards to say that the tourist sites are the ones that are, the people doing the tourist sites are the ones that are experiencing the culture. But I mean, a museum about Vietnam is about Vietnam. The bar street in town is not. That's not even the popular beer drinking thing here called bia hoi, which is what locals do. That's the Vietnamese version of going to a bar. Of course, there are Western style bars here, but that's something people do. But that's so far removed from what's going on in the historic district on the Backpacker Street. There's one here in Hanoi, by the way. I don't know why I started that by saying one day I'll rant and rave. I should have said in a few seconds I'll rant and rave. Okay, anyway, we're going the train. We're going to take the train. I just don't. I don't think it would be worth it to try and take one of those crazy early or crazy late flights. Either miss the whole day of vacation in Danang, or get up at some ungodly hour to get there, and then arrive in Danang. And this is another thing that irritates me. I'm sure I'll bring it up a million times. I arrive in Danang early, but I can't check into the hotel until afternoon because that's more convenient for the hotel. And sometimes they'll let you check in, but that's irritating in and of itself, that you go there and they go, well, maybe we'll let you check into the hotel that you paid for, even though the room is open. Occasionally, the hotel really is packed and you can't get in, but that's just one more reason they should let people check in and out whenever they want instead of presetting the whole day. That's dumb. But anyway, that is the way it works. So you get there too early and you can't check into the hotel. You get there too late, you miss a day of vacation. So the fact that this train gets in the afternoon is perfect. Perfect. Anyway, yeah. And I should go ahead and mention too, now, I'm just going to put this out there. I've thought about doing a departure day, like people put online packing. Here's a video on how to pack your luggage. I thought about, actually, since we live stream, actually showing me packing my luggage the day I leave. But I'm not sure how that's going to work if I leave at like 10 p.m. It might work, actually. It might still work. And then head to the train station, just like we do a live stream, and then just cut off after the train departs. I mean, Erica can chat if she can join for that one. I don't know. We'll think about it. All right, Hanoi to Danang. Let's get charged forward. We're back on our Vietnam Railways website. Checking the return date from. Actually, I should go back to. Here's what we got to do. Going back to Rome to Rio again. We've got to get back. I see. We had to go into the train scheduling to put in our dates. That makes sense. But we don't want to come back from Danang. We want to come back from Hoi An. Okay. Hello. Okay. Now there is no train stop, if I recall, in Hoi An. Let's check the train just to be sure. Yeah, you still get off in Danang. So we're still going to, let's go ahead and do a search on the return. Just going to do a train the whole way, if all possible. From Hoi An, it's a bus up to Danang. Yeah, so Danang is the closest. Let's go and zoom in on that. In case you guys are ever doing this, since this is a planning episode, and you want to do both of these together, Danang is your main station. There's another site close by. We won't see it while we're there, but it's called Hue. It's the ancient capital, or it's one of the ancient capitals. It's too far off for us to tie it into our trip. And it's more of a day trip from Danang than it is anything else. So most people don't go there and stay in Hue, but just so that you know, all of these, the closest train station, the best train station is Danang. And I should mention, when I say closest, maybe it sounds like I'm saying, oh, they don't have many train stations. Vietnam has fairly decent train service, but it's only about an hour away. So this distance that you're seeing on the orange bus line here, that's an hour trip. It's a 1 hour trip. By the way, if there's any, I guess if there's nobody watching right now, it doesn't matter. But I'm not checking back on my StreamYard page terribly often. So if there's a comment that comes in, just be patient. I'll come back and look at it eventually. But I'm doing all these other tabs, so other stuff. Sorry about that. Okay, but there's nobody watching right now, so it doesn't matter. All right, so anyway, so that's about an hour out. So let's go back to here, which is just a round trip from Danang. We're leaving in February. Oh, it's got red up. Tuesday. We're leaving Tuesday. Coming back on Thursday the 15th. Thursday the 15th. All right, I forgot to go back. Okay, so Tuesday to Thursday. Computer quality service, blah, blah, blah. Confirm to buy tickets. Oh. I do want to confirm to buy tickets. System is processing. They've got a decent website if you're a non-Vietnamese speaker. This may be something also where I have to just go to the train station, but I want to get my seats as quickly as I can, or as early as I can. Yeah. It's a lot of processing. Thing is, I just had to have I haven't gotten my Vietnamese credit card yet. When we get to the payment page, though, I won't show you guys. Sorry. We only want to leave on the 6th if we can leave out after 8. Yeah. If at 10, 15 or whatever it was, if that's available, that's great. That's what we'll use. I've always seen it. Other travel people advise to take the overnight train because it has we're taking the overnight train here because it's convenient for our times, because I have to leave it. I have to work on the last day, and I just want to leave out after work. But I've heard other travel advice people say that you should take the overnight train because it takes up a night of vacation, so you don't have to book a hotel. You can save money, and you can also see everything. But this is not terrific logic. Part of the reason you want to take the train is so that you can see the countryside. You can't see anything at night. Once the sun goes down, you're not seeing anything while you're traveling on that train. Even when it's just somewhat dark outside, it's light inside the train and dark outside. That means you can't see out the windows. You just get glare. This is not good. No. Oh, shoot. Hanoi to Danang. Round trip. Leaving out on the 6th. Returning on the 15th. Search. Oh, okay. Computers. Who knows what's wrong with them? Okay, let's see. So this is the 5 a.m. These are the different trains all day across the top. And we can scroll. Oh, shoot. Oh, okay, that worked. The last one, that 10:15 is the last one. It's kind of that one or nothing. But good news is, I don't know what the good news is. Here you got the whole coach. SE1. Okay. Do I switch it to, no, it is English. Functional VIP, okay. I don't want VIP. I'm not a VIP. Oh, the white ones are available. Got it. Okay, so we're good on space here. We are good on space. Oh, and the green is the one I'm currently looking at. These coaches are all occupied. Oh, for longer journeys. How long? Hanoi to Saigon. Okay, so some of the cars seem to be reserved for the long distance trip all the way to Saigon. These are seats. I don't want a seat. I want a bed. Seats. Okay, soft seat. Room, 6-bed, aircon. Okay, I wish you could just make it do auto because I don't like choosing. I don't care which bed I'm in. It doesn't matter. 6-bed. Oh, I do. I would like it to be in the not 6 beds. 4 beds. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, it's only a few. I got all the way to the end. It's the long distance ones. Price $1 million. Whoa. I feel like I didn't pay that much coming all the way from Ho Chi Minh City last time. Are they all the same? The 4 beds are $849. 6-bed. I don't know why I said 4. 6-bed. The 6-bed rooms are $849,000. Vietnam Dong. Since we're doing this on the travel show, I should probably tell you what that is. 849. Although I recommend if you're traveling, anything you're going to spend once you're traveling, think about it in the terms of the place where you're going. Find out what your budget is and the currency of the place you're traveling to, and then keep everything in that currency. Don't keep translating everything in your mind into US dollars or euros or whatever it is you're spending. Whatever it is you're making from where you're going. So find out what your budget is, and then you're taking whatever you spend out of your total budget in that currency. Because you're just setting yourself up to make mistakes when you keep trying to convert currency back and forth. Even if you plan to withdraw the money once you get there, you should have your budget set. So set your budget, of course, whatever your budget is from your own currency. Convert that once, and then work from that total budget of your converted currency, converted to the place where you're going. So in other words, decide what you want to spend in your own currency, convert that for your whole vacation, convert that to Vietnam Dong, and then in your mind or on paper or whatever you're keeping up with your budget, subtract from that. Don't keep going back and forth to your other currencies. You're just setting yourself up for mistakes. And also, you're setting yourself up to not take advantage of the fact that it's going to be cheaper to travel here, because you're just going to be justifying in your head, oh, well, that's only this much. Oh, that's only this much money. And you just keep spending. What did I say? 849,000 BNG to USD. I'm going to convert it to US dollars. That's the most common. $35. See, I just did it. I converted to $35 for you guys, and now I'm thinking, how cheap is that? I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, that's actually quite a bit. But anyway, so that's oh, what? These are seats? No, these are cabins. These are beds. But we're gonna do it anyway. Excuse me. We're gonna do it anyway. We're going to go back to that 4-bed room. I don't want to be miserable on the trip. So, and the question is, can I get a lower bunk? Are these showing T1? Is that the lower bunk? The picture depicts it as being. I guess it is. It is. I would rather be in the back with the people reserved for longer trips. I feel like they're just like auto selecting the front, but yeah, all the way to the back. So that's the last coach number 11. I don't know. Am I being the bad kid sitting in the back of the class? I mean, there's right now no one is booked back there. I mean, that coach is going to have a bathroom like any other one, but only long distance people are on it. I don't know. This is where I need people to actually watch the show and give me advice. What do you think? What's the right answer there? Should I be? I mean, that just seems too easy, right? You get right now. I'm sure it won't be empty when I get there. Maybe I'll be sitting with people who booked at the last minute. Is there any negative to that? Are they bad people because they booked because they waited late? Oh, goodness. What is that? What? This is a $2.2 million. I mean, million dongs. 2.2 million dongs. I can tell it doesn't say what it is. It just says in your cart. Well, hang on. Let me undo it. Maybe it just says available seat. What are these things? That looks luxury. That is just a two. Oh, that's all it is. It's a two bedroom. That's why it's more. I don't need quite that much luxury. Okay, this is the emptiest and least suspicious rooms. 4-bed aircon. Those are 1.1 million, and then the ones here are just one. They're a little over 1 million. Well, Matt, why are they cheaper? There's 4 beds, aircon. Doesn't make any sense. How about this last one? Oh, they are different according to whether you're on the upper or lower. Not a lot different. It's worth paying for the lower at a certain age anyway. All right, well, let's do that. Let's just click this one. I don't see why I'm agonizing over this. Moving right along. All right. How many of these? Okay, so the return is on the 15th. Now let's go check. I'm just going to look at the date again. I'm not going to switch the screen. The return on the 15th, that's Thursday. I don't go back to work till Friday. I need time to get from Hoi An up to Danang. So I don't want to leave super early on the 15th. But this first one leaves, oh, that's 2:58 a.m. I got fooled for a minute. Do I want an overnight on the return? How long is this trip? Rome to Rio. You're my only hope. Save me, Rome to Rio. You're my only hope. 19 hours. It's a 19-hour trip. Sorry, 16 and a half hours off by train. But 16 hours, that's more than a full day. I think that's you got to do that one overnight, right? But I can get back early. Let's go by the return time. Let's see. Getting back on Friday at 4 a.m. That's too early. Getting back on Friday at noonish. That sounds good. 4 o'clock is too late. Oh no, wait. Friday I do have to go in. Oh, no, in between. Go straight from 5:40 a.m. arrival to 11:50 a.m. arrival. If I get back into town at 11:50, I basically got to rush straight to work. That's what I do not want to do. Back to the calendar. We want to have our 2 full days in Hoi An. I don't want to be rushing out, finishing our live stream in Hoi An and then flying to the airport or to the train station as quickly as possible. Air return is a possibility. Something to think about. Train there, air back. I don't know. I'd rather be on the train. I could still get in. Let's go back to the Vietnam Railways site. I've only got 10 minutes, I think, to hold this thing. In your cart, 7 minutes remaining. Okay, that's the great they time you on this. 5:40. How about that? 5:40 a.m. return. I would be leaving from Danang at 2:30, so that would not be rushed. You could leave Hoi An, take a nice train up, have lunch in Danang, and then go to the train station. Get in at 5:40 a.m. That's slightly earlier than I normally wake up, but it's not too bad. And then I'd have I'd have the whole morning to sit here before I have to go to work. I guess that's the best option. Soft seat, I don't want seats. I want a bed. 6 bed, I don't want 6 beds. 4 beds. Aircon, lower bunk. Lower bunk. Oh no, there's not gonna be a lower bunk. I want one of these Lux rooms. I don't though, really. I don't care. 4 bed, aircon, coach. I think they're just adding, like, when one of them fills up, they just add another, or when it comes close to filling up. Because this is totally empty. There's no way all of these were that full, and then this one is totally empty. Great. Cabin 1 looks great. Promotion for the back. Means they have their code here at the bottom. I kind of figured it out by just scrolling down. All right, we're going to depart on the 6th. Okay, 5 minutes left. All right, so this is what we're looking at up here. My cart. Departing direction. Depart on February 6th. By the way, just to highlight this, the rest of the world doesn't write, like, if you're an American watching this, the rest of the world does not write their dates like Americans do. They write it in a logical order, meaning smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So day, month, year, not the other way around. All right, day, month, year, or year, month, day, but never month, day switched. That just doesn't make any sense. Okay, so February 6th, 6th of February, 2024, departing at 10:15 p.m. 6th, okay, that's right here. Very good. We'll get to Danang on the 7th. And then returning on the 15th and getting in on the 16th. 15th. Yep. Okay. Return direction the 15th. Danang, Hanoi, Danang. Yeah, that looks good. Let's buy it on it. Calculating, no promotions. This is a promotional ticket. Please read carefully. Oh, please don't make me read things. Oh, I see. This is I got like 100, not even that. I got like 40,000 off. Whoop-de-doo. Or it's 55. It says 55,000. Locked for seconds. Full name. My name is Wesley Green, adult. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment, guys. I'm going to put in personal information. Also, I got to copy and paste stuff. I should have my passport number memorized, but if you're an American, your passport number changes every time you get a passport reissued. And to be honest, I'm pretty close to having mine redone. It doesn't look great as it is. But I didn't wash it. I dumped cleaning fluid all over it, and so it's not in great shape. I've got technically 2 more years on it, but I worry when I go through immigration. A lot of the people look at it and they're like, "Oh, this is screwy. What are you doing? What's this stuff?" I don't have a voucher. What does it want? My email. That's my Vietnamese phone number. When you travel, you're going to get a new phone number wherever you go, unless you have an international calling plan that you just really think is a good deal. Okay. Company. I can pay by a lot of different stuff. This is great. Napas. I'm pretty sure my bank here allows. All right, all I've really got in here is my passport number. Let me scroll off of that. Okay, I'm going to reshare this because there's some valid stuff on here. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. So this is, we accept domestic bank cards issued by you. Prompt to enter your card details. Selecting this form of payment, you should have registered internet banking service. I don't know. Maybe you guys can't use any of this. Pay at the ticket counter. Mobile banking. Oh, look, this one says pay later with mobile banking. I've read. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Maybe this has nothing to do with you guys. If you don't live in Vietnam, this probably doesn't have anything to do with you. I'm gonna stop the sharing just in case my personal information pops up on the next screen. What did I do? It's not the tickets. The tickets that have icon are out of holding time. No, I want those tickets. Just you stupid machine. All right, let's move on. I'll book that after the show is finished. So I've got my transportation set up. Now I have to go back and share again. Sorry, guys. Present, share screen. How long do we got? We're at an hour and a half, and we've just started. All I've got is transportation. I'm just going back to this as my default sharing thing. I'm going to plan this part later. I'm not going to sit here and let you and bother you with the itinerary. You'll find that out when we actually get down there. But I do want to show you that this is how I do it. That's why I keep going back to this. It's just my default. Also, just the way the sharing screen works, I can't see the tabs in the other workspaces through StreamYard, because StreamYard is set up for regular Chrome, of course. So, and I can still share them, but I have to start with one of the ones on mine, the workspace that StreamYard is in. So now we're going to go back to travel planning. All right, here we go. All right, so we're down there. We're back. We got our transportation. Let's go back to, actually, we should go back to our holiday. Now I'm going to change something. We've got the train from Hoi An. We're going to do the one that leaves on the 15th and gets in on the 16th. And I don't remember what the times were. 16. Hello. 16. Good. Yes. Okay. Yes. 16. That's right. Oh, now let's see let's go back in here. Find out what our times were. Our return time was as follows. $14.32. 14.32, and then we want to get back in at 05:40. Okay. Okay, so that's our return train. Now, here's how I normally do it. So Danang is going to change. We're getting in to Danang on the 7th. When we'll need our hotel. The reason I'm changing it is I want to know what dates that I'm going to need these hotels on. Okay, Danang is, no, it moved it again. I don't know why they make the calendars that do this. I changed the date to the 7th, and then it changed my end date. I didn't want to change the end date. If I wanted to change the end date, I would have changed the end date. Why does it do it for you? It's so irritating. To be fair, they all do it. I don't know why they all do it, but they do. Wait, hold on. Are we still checking out? Well, I want one extra day. Actually, I'm going to go back and correct Danang again, because I want one extra day, because we're going to arrive on the. Hold on. I don't know how I'm sharing this tab because I'm yammering about it. Okay. So I'm going to arrive on. My train's going to get into Danang on Wednesday, the 7th. And then I want 4 full days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, to tour and enjoy Danang. And then I don't want to leave until, I'm going to delete travel day because we don't need to see that anymore. I'm actually going to leave on Monday. I feel like I want this to go away. It's not going to. Okay, so I'm going to leave on Monday. And that's going to be our travel day. Now that's going to be represented by our overlap day. Right? So let's change Hoi An. We're going to get into Hoi An on the 12th. That's not going to be a touring day. That's our day to check in and rest in between the 2 days. But we also, why would I leave on the 13th? That doesn't make any sense at all. I can't get this. I don't like that. I want this to go out of the way so I can see the calendar. The whole point is to see the calendar. Irritating. Okay, so we got in on the 12th. We want 2 days to tour. That's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we will check out on Thursday. That sounds correct. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, good. So Hoi An is here. Danang and Hoi An overlap. This is the day we transfer between the two. That's a great day to rest. A great day to rest because it's only a 2-hour bus ride, it said, or like a 45-minute drive. I'm not going to pay for a cab, but Yeah, that's easy to check out and go check into the next one. Again, like I'll spend more time there bitching about how hotels force you to check in and out at their prescribed times. But for now, we're just going to leave it. That's going to be our day to check in. And then we'll have Tuesday and Wednesday to tour Hue An. And then on Thursday, we take the train back. I wish the train, I put in the train stuff so that it would show that I'm getting in the next day, and it's not showing it. It doesn't. I want it to stretch across there. Okay. Well, anywho, there we go. So that's it. That's our hotel. Now, the reason I set all that up is so that I can look at these dates in Danang and see, or Hue An, and see what my check-in and check-out dates are. So let's look at that. Now, the question is, honestly, I don't know that I want to book ahead of time. I'm not 100% one way or the other on that. I got no viewers. Let's head back and see if I've got any viewers, but I'm sure I don't. And no comments. Looks like somebody's watching on Twitch. Interesting. All right. Well, anyway, I don't know if I want to set the hotels up. Honestly, I'm not as hardcore in doing hotels ahead of time as I am making sure I've got my train seats. Because I have a strong preference on how I actually travel. My order of preference is, I gotta say, actually ferries first. If it's you're traveling any way where I can make use of a ferry, or no, that's about it. Ferry, long distance or short, I would rather travel by ferry. It's just more fun. And the second most fun is train. And I would rather be on a bus, maybe not for any amount of time, but I'd rather take a bus than a plane. Planes are in the last resort for me. They're often what you have to do because of time. If I had the time, I would travel other ways all the time. And it's not because I'm afraid. A lot of people hear that and they go, "Oh, you're afraid to fly." I'm not afraid to fly. It's if you're old enough, you remember when air travel was not miserable. And now that it is, I don't want to do it. Like, I had that experience. And maybe if you've never experienced decent, nice air travel, then it doesn't make any difference to you. I get that. But it does to me. Because it doesn't have to be the way it is. It's miserable. From the security checks down to the teeny tiny seats that cram you into, to the 3 hours that you have to get there beforehand. That kills 3 hours of your time. You have to be traveling a long way before 3 hours is not a big deal. And I have traveled that far. Obviously, I'm from the United States. I live in East Asia, so yeah, that okay. If I'm going to be on the plane 16 hours anyway, then 3 hours. I get there early. Actually, that is still significant. That stretches it from 3 hours to 19 hours. I don't want to do that. I'll tell you what else I don't want to do. I don't want to sit here with Hanoi in the background anymore while I'm planning my Danang trip. I'm going to check it just like 20 minutes more and look at some hotels. This is travel planning. You don't really have to set your hotel up ahead of time, but since this is a holiday, it might not be a bad idea to at least look and see what's there. But let's get a picture first. Let's get a picture of. I'm going to download a lovely picture from Wikipedia. Feel like they normally have just a download button. Right. Open in media viewer. Yes, that's what I want. That one. Yes, download. That's why I said download. I need to attribute the author. I'm putting this up in the background, and you guys, I'm going to tell you. I just muted myself, I think. I'm going to tell you right now in the comments. Attributing before I'm actually posting. Now I have to figure out how to get it up there. Settings, virtual background. Upload this thing here. Lovely. All right, there we go. Now we're in Danang. Now it feels like we're on vacation. I wonder if Twitch just automatically tunes in, because they always do that. I always see a Twitch thing up there. All right, here we go. Okay, we're gonna switch. We're gonna go to kayak. Kayak is my favorite meta search. By the way, we should actually go on there. Hold on, we should go on to Hoi An, go on to Rome to Rio first, because it's gonna suggest hotels, and I really look at that. It's not staying in Hanoi, not Hanoi. No, I'm from Hanoi. Let's go back the other way. We go Hoi An accommodations. Don't do. That's Delhi, India. What the heck? Danang. Yes, Danang. Let's go there. Thank you. After you get all your transport options. By the way, it always puts drive on there too. If you're really traveling, you probably don't have your car with you, but it puts drive and gives you a gas price estimate. Notice how they don't actually recommend the train. That's just my personal preference. The bus probably is the better option, to be honest. It's 16 hours on the train, so it's slightly quicker than a bus, but it is substantially more expensive. But bus travel is not the most pleasant. You can get in and out, and it's the workhorse of transport. Not everywhere has trains, and even of places you go that have great train systems like China, once you get off that beaten path, there's likely not to be a train. So always keep buses in your heart. Let's see, Danang, hotels. So Rome to Rio does hotels too. I've actually never done those. Let's take a look and see what they actually offer. The thing is, I don't want to be. Well, everything they're showing here is on the beach area, in the beach area. So, sort by best. I don't just want to sort by cheapest. I recommend again. I'm always a budget traveler, so I'm always tempted to just book the cheapest thing. But let me just warn you guys: don't do that. Just the cheapest thing. I mean, first off, the computer doesn't. If you just filter by or sort by cheapest, the computer's just going to do exactly that. So if one thing is $13 and it's a crime-ridden scumhole, toilet of the earth, and the next thing is $15 and it's a 4-star luxury hotel, the computer doesn't know the difference. It's still going to just put that cheapest one on top. So I don't know. I mean, I think that you have to come up with your own algorithm. I also feel like it just says best here. I'm always wary of websites that just say, best, because that means they put in their own algorithm, which means ads go at the top. If the company's paid, then it gets up to the top. But most reviews, you may want to seek out your own independent reviews. There's likely people who do a lot more research than I do before I pick a hotel. I travel enough that I don't agonize over it anymore. I just go, looks good, book it, we'll see. And it might be awful and it might be delightful. This is $18 a night and gets a 9.5. Here's one thing I do quite frequently. I got a pretty good filtering system here. Danang's airport code is DAD. All right, so if you have a particular budget, you can put it in up here. That's good. What I like to do is like the best guest ratings. Obviously, these sorts of things with your own particular, wants. You really do have to have Wi-Fi, but I just don't find any place that doesn't have Wi-Fi. I feel like if you click Wi-Fi, you're more likely to filter out places that forgot to put in Wi-Fi when they put in their information. Probably not a big problem either way, but not many people forget that. But yeah, I don't worry about any of that shit. Honestly, it gives you more range of what you're of experience. To have the different property types listed. Maybe you'll end up in an apartment. I wish they would let you cross out things. I don't want to stay in a hostel. I really don't. Although I would warn people that when you travel, people's definition of what a hostel is changes. Some places that have personal rooms, individual rooms for each traveler will still call themselves a hostel. I'm not sure why. In other places, what is actually a hostel, what we call a hostel, will be listed as something like a guest house. The terminology changes. That's not universal, unfortunately. So I don't go by class. I've worked in the industry, and we can talk more at some later date about how the industry rates things by stars, but I don't pay attention to it. It's not that it's arbitrary. It's that it's completely not arbitrary. It's a specific checklist of you have this, and this. Therefore, you're a 4-star hotel. Like, yeah, but that doesn't rate the quality. Whereas when people do guest ratings, they're just going there by their own impression. And I wouldn't go by anything that has a low number of reviews. But if they get enough reviews and it's got a high enough rating, then great. That's what you're looking for. So anyway, let's do this. 9.3, and now we can do lowest price. Okay, this is $3 a night. That is not what we're looking for. I'm warned off of that right away. $4 a night for under the coconut tree. Oyan. All right, let's go back to best. Because I quickly saw something up here. Ambang Coco Villa. Load that up. It's just taking me to booking.com. Okay, so basically you're just linking to other booking sites, and that's fine. That's great. This is not Rome to Rio's main function, but I'm sure they make a lot for it, and I don't mind booking through them, or at least searching through them. But you can't actually book through them. Yeah. It's convenient. You might see something you like on here. You can also, as I showed you a couple of times, you can book your actual transportation through here as well. So good. That's good. They have some other options too. Let's see, airport shuttle buses, car hires. They've got all the transportation or the travel rather links on Rome to Rio. Right, I like booking.com, but we are actually going to go back to Kayak. Oops, I just lost you. This is the second time we've done that. All right, let's go back over to my default here. Oh. Let's see. I'm just going to look at Danang for a minute. As long as I'm seeing, I don't want flights, I want stays, I want hotels, but okay, whatever. I guess they don't say hotels anymore because there's so many other options for enjoy a variety of stays. There you go. Bed and breakfast, hostel, motel, hotel, inn, hotel, motel, holiday inn, rental guest house. That's neat. Okay. But here's what we're going to do. The thing is, like, it's so easy to go in and find one of those last minute booking sites now and just book right before you go over to the hotel. And that may be what I end up doing. But let's see. Now is when I need that February. Ooh, maybe some cheaper days. Obviously, it's not going to be cheaper when we're going. Our dates are for Danang, Wednesday, the 7th of February through Monday, the 12th of February. Wednesday, the 7th through Monday, the 12th. One adult. Always is. Rewards found. What? PayPal's got a thing where they show me coupons wherever I go, and now I'm just annoyed by them showing me the coupons. I used to have kayak set to show me the whole stay. All right, well, we're almost up to 2 hours, guys. I'm going to stop sharing. And we're going to end the stream. I don't know if anybody's going to watch this in the future. I had hoped Eric would be on here. It would be more of a discussion to go on. I hope she's okay. She's, you guys know she gets sick. Oh, are we sharing? Am I sharing something? Stop sharing. Oh, okay. I'm not sharing. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, I wish I could have talked to her. Hopefully she'll be here for the trip. That's still a month away, so she's got plenty of time to get better. But she gets sick sometimes, and we just hope she gets better. She will. She does every time, but she has a frequent, chronic illness. So. All right, thanks again to everyone who may tune in the future. Since there were no live tune-ins, there was no questions on this one, and no discussion. So it was a lot different this time than it might be in the future. I want to start doing these for each of our trips because this is a major part of travel, and it's where most questions come up. Honestly, if you don't get your questions answered in the planning phase, then you may not be able to do the stuff you want to do on vacation on your trip. Hopefully in the future we'll have more time to travel. Planning for a 1 week vacation is a lot different than planning for a 6-week vacation or a 6-month vacation. Well, and then it's not really a vacation, but it's a 6-month trip, travel. Yeah. So anyway, I got a new outro. Well, it's not very new. The video is the same, but I changed some of the look of it. So enjoy that, and I hope to put together a movie watching trip. We had a movie we kept trying to get together and watch it, and I got to tell you, just exhaustion and schedules and things not going quite right. We missed it. It was a Hanoi movie. It was an old movie from the war. I said over and over again while we were doing our movies for Hanoi, I don't want to just do war movies. I don't want to just do war movies. Then that was all I did over and over. But some of them are very good movies. But we avoided the typical movies that are set in the war. We kind of dodged around it and that sort of thing. So I think we did that. The movie was The Girl from Hanoi, The Girl of Hanoi, and it was a pretty good classic 70s movie. Early on in Vietnamese movie making. So it was interesting. If you have a chance, go watch it. It's on YouTube, so you can look up and watch it for free. I think it's probably in the public domain by now, or maybe it always was. I don't know. But for next week, I'm going to try and put together something something for our movie watching, and I just haven't looked yet. I don't know what there is to watch for Danang, so I'm not going to do the thing this time where I say no war movies, because there very well might be some, but hopefully we can find some history stuff for Hue An at least. But thanks for tuning in. See you guys next week.
Jag är Peter och kommer då se personer som tar över. Jag är med sig själva i